Now the real fun begins because you get to transfer all your old content from Wix to WordPress. The free WordPress theme I installed in a previous video called How to Install WordPress makes this process easy. I will show you how. I'm Laura from Solopreneurmentor.com. I have 15 years experience building an online business from home called D3 Website Solutions. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to move your website content from Wix to WordPress using a simple drag and drop page builder. Please keep in mind that this process will be different for every website. It is not meant to give you a complete guide on how to move all your content over from Wix to WordPress. It is meant to simply show you the basics so you can see how easy it is to do. My goal is to empower you to say, I can do it, and then start playing with it. One final note, this website was created in less than an hour. Most of the websites I create for clients take a lot more time than that. I have not shown you all the fine tuning I would normally do on every website because that was outside the scope of this video tutorial. This is a website with simple content created in the easiest way possible. With that said, let's tackle your technology trouble together. This tutorial is intended for beginners. You can do it, I promise. For this video tutorial, you will need WordPress hosting. You will also have need to install WordPress and install a WordPress theme. If you're missing any of these steps, please look below this video for the resources to complete these steps before proceeding. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that our footer has the right content in it. So I'm going to scroll down. You can see that obviously there's some dummy content here. So we're going to change that information that's down here. We're going to go to Appearance and then Widgets. And you're going to go to the footer widgets, and they use a layout builder in order to create this. So you're going to click on Open Builder. So as you can see, there are 3 columns. Now the reason why I really like Page Builder is they make it so easy to change your column structure. So you can go under Edit Row and change it. Instead of 3, you could have 2, or you could have 4, or you could have 6. You can have as many columns as you want, and it just automatically adjusts. And then there's some different other options that you can create. If you don't want them all equal, you can create different types of ratios in how the columns line up left to right or right to left. And then there's all these different attributes and layouts and design stuff. You really can customize this how you want to. It's great. I really highly recommend that you look at their tutorials and their documentation for more information. But basically what they've done is they have a row that has 3 columns in it. I'm going to click Done. And then each of these 3 columns has widgets within them. So for example, they're using their site origin image widget. So if you click in a column, you can click on Add Widget and you can see all the different widgets that they offer you. But they have this one for the image, which is the logo. So we can just click on Edit. And instead of the one that they have, we can choose a new one and choose our logo. And then click Set Media. You can choose what kind of thumbnail size you want. Since it's a small logo, I'm just going to leave it as full. And then click Done. Then they have a social media button widget. If you click on Edit, you can see what they've done here is they have Facebook, and you can type in your Facebook URL, and then the icon color is the sky blue with no background color whatsoever. Twitter, and then Google+. Now, she doesn't actually have any social media right now, so it's kind of superfluous right now for me to put any in here, but you can always add a new one if you want by clicking on Add, and then choosing your social media, whatever it is, and then the default colors go back to what that color is. So for example, Pinterest is red, so it would show red as the background color, or the Facebook blue, or whatever it is. So you can change those to brand them like I've done here if you want. And then you just type in your URL for your page for that particular social media. There's some more options down here under Design and Layout that you can choose how it looks, and you can see the different ways it looks by clicking on the preview button. They'll show you what it looks like. You can see the Behance has that default black in the back because I haven't changed it to a different color. And so I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete this social media buttons because I don't need them. So you can hover over it and click delete. Now I do want to change out the address And so that's just a text widget there. And I'm going to copy her address here. And I'm going to go ahead and toggle my toolbar, and I'm going to paste as text because I want to get rid of any extra formatting that might have come over from that HTML. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that, and I want this to be on a second line. So I'm going to hold down my shift key when I hit return, so I just get one new line. Same thing with this. And then I'm going to type in her email address, which is, well, let's start with her telephone number. And we don't have a fax. Okay. That's done. And then she doesn't have any posts. She's not going to have any recent posts. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with that at this point, but probably what we're going to do is type in, maybe put this information actually right above her contact. You can see it got all that extra HTML. So we're going to paste again as text. There we go. And this, it needs to be centered, and I want this to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to bold it. All right, done. Let's delete that out and add a widget, and we can see all the different ones that we have. Maybe we want to add a Google map to it. So I'm going to click on Google Maps and click edit. Now this is a little tricky because it requires an API key. Have no fear, they do have a little link here to click to get your API key. But what I do want, you need it because otherwise you're not going to get, the map won't show up. So I'm going to actually copy her information here and use that as the map center, and then skip the API key for now. There's different stuff, so I can actually change the type of marker I have if I want. There's a default marker under styles, so I can do a custom one. Oh, this is for map style, sorry. The marker, I can choose the marker icon here. If I wanted a simple, a different marker icon, I could choose it here. And then if I want to display directions, what kind of styling I want. There's a lot of different stuff here, but I'm just going to leave this here for now. And I'm going to go copy my API key. All right, I've copied in my API key. I'm going to click done, and then I'm going to click done again, and I'm going to click save. I think I click save. There we go. Now, if I go back to the main website and scroll down, you can see the stuff that I put in here. I'm not crazy about that Google map. I'm just going to leave it for now. And you can see her logo and stuff. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on her homepage. So this particular theme has a separate place under appearance for homepage. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. What I want though is I want to see it in action as I'm going. So I'm going to go back to my homepage here. I'm going to click on Live Editor. This is very similar to Wix, which is why I do this, because I want you to see what it looks like in Wix, or looks like in WordPress, just like you would in Wix. And again, you can choose to see what it looks like based on different screen sizes. So first of all, I'm going to go to the site origin hero here. I'm going to click on that, and they have two different image frames here. I only want one, so I'm going to delete one of these out. Click OK, and I'm going to click on the little drop down button here, and I'm going to change this to say, change is possible, there is hope, take time to find it. And we're using a heading 1 here. As far as buttons go, she is not going to have a whole lot of buttons or any calls to action and stuff. So I'm going to delete that out. But basically, this little short code here links up to whatever buttons would be below here. So right now it's a view more button with a destination URL. You could choose what page to go to, but I actually don't want any buttons. So I'm going to just delete all this out and paste in this. And instead of a heading 5, I'm going to make it a heading 1, and I'm going to center it again. And then I'm going to remove these buttons. And my background, I want to upload an image. Click Set Media. It's going to cover. Okay. The rest of these I'm just going to leave because I liked the default settings, but there's a ton of settings here if you want to change that, and click Done. Now it's going to show me what that looks like. So you can see that that's what it looks like. I might change out that photo later if I have time. I'm not crazy about that particular photo in that location. But then there's this bar here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to edit that. And I'm going to write this. This is a headline. This is a basically it's a call to action. And so she doesn't have a lot of calls to action here on her site. So I would like to keep that bar though. And so what I would like to maybe put is that, maybe that sentence. And then it's the headline. Okay, click Done. And then the Read More button doesn't go anywhere. So I'm actually going to delete that whole thing. So let's go ahead and delete the row, or sorry, not the row. Delete or edit the row. And get rid of that column, make it only one column, and delete this Read More button. Okay, so if I scroll back up, okay, we've got that. And maybe underneath that then we add a new widget. By clicking on the plus sign, and we do maybe a text editor, and then we'll click on the text editor. I might keep scrolling down like that and edit that, and that's where I'm going to put in the rest of this. Okay, and I'm going to paste as text again. Paste it in. And sometimes it's also handy to have it open in another window so you can just see it. All right. I think I might want this centered, so I'm going to go ahead and center it. And I want this bolded. There. That's good for now. We're going to leave that. And then actually what I've decided is, instead of having separate pages, because her website is so small, I'm just going to make it one big homepage. So I'm going to go to her services, and I'm going to copy over in here what her services are. So the headline, instead of We Specialize In, I'm going to write Services. And I'm going to click Done on that. And then for each of those services, I'm going to put in a different service. So instead of app design, it's going to be depression and anxiety. And she doesn't have any write-ups about any of these, but she could have write-ups now that have text underneath it, and read more. And we can also choose a different icon. And there's also all these different icons, which are fantastic for really individualizing your content. So I would add an icon, but I'm going to click done for now. So what I would do is just keep going along all these rows and then putting in all of those. And then what I'm going to do is put in the about me and the contact. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that and come back in a minute. I have gone in and added all the different parts, and I made some updates and some changes as well along the way. You can see what the page looks like at this point. I'm going to give you just a quick peek on the back end so you can see what I've done. So I have each of these rows, and within each of these rows I basically just duplicated the stuff I wanted to keep and then edited them appropriately. I highly recommend you go through and take a look at all the different ways that you can update and edit each of these things. So for example, like the headline widget allows you to go in and create a headline with a specific size and color and such. And you could do a sub headline, and then you could have a divider as well, and then you can drag and drop them in a different order. So that was really helpful to do that when I was using it for the services section. I was able to put a line in between there and separate those features as well. And then within here too, they have the features, which is really nice, and I was able to take all those different icons and I duplicated each of those icons so that I wouldn't have to recreate all the different colors and stuff. Then I was able to choose the icons that I wanted and go through and do all that. So I've got these headlines, and then I've got the icons and some more headlines and some icons. And then within each of these sections too, like this is a gray section, I was able to go through and edit the row and add under design the background color here as well. And then for the about section as well, I also added a color for the design, which is that blue color. And to make it stretched across, I had to do the row layout of full width instead of just standard, which makes that color go stretch across. And so each of these sections then is just a row, and you can also duplicate a row if you want to start from, if you don't want to start from scratch. And then I also added a contact form in there. This comes with Site Origin as well, that you can use a contact form and put that in there. And then I put in a Google map as well, which is this one right here. And I put in all the information that I needed to. One thing I did finally do is I put in some anchor tags, because her website, her old website had /about, and so I wanted people to be able to get to the about section because there's no page anymore. So in the row itself, for the about row, I put in under attributes the row ID of about, and what that does is it allows people then to type in, if someone gets to the about page, it goes directly to the about. So for example, her old about page was this, and it will redirect to, should redirect. Oh, it was about me, sorry. It redirects to the about section here. So that was a very quick and dirty way of showing you how to do this, but I do recommend the page builder tutorials that Site Origin offers are excellent. You should be able to find what you need in order to create a page and multiple pages. You can always add multiple pages and work off the pages that they have for your site, and create just a beautiful website using this drag and drop interface. We just tackled your technology trouble together. Wasn't that fun? Thanks for watching this video, and please be sure to check out the additional resources listed below and to share this video with others who may need technology help too. Please make sure you come back and watch the final video in this series, which is titled How to Transfer Your Domain Name, so that you can go live with your new website. Please visit soulpreneurmentor.com for more tips, tricks, and tutorials on how you can be more productive by using technology to build your online business from home.